Hey guys, welcome back to another smoke video with Phil, and today we're going to do another one of my 5 smokes for a map that you really should know. And today's smokes are mostly focused on the A side of Mirage, if you couldn't already tell, because I think that the A site is one where, not that knowing B smokes isn't important, but A is a very hard site to take without the right utility in the right place. And so we're going to go over some smokes, and as I've been doing in the last couple videos, we're just going to talk about like the kind of things you can do around the smokes and how I think about them when I'm playing with my friends in matchmaking. And so the first smoke we're going to start with is we're going to start with the stair smoke. And this one is very easy. It's the one probably most people know. But there are some times when I do play with some just like randoms in matchmaking and they don't know the stair smoke, but they know some convoluted like window smoke. So let's go over this just to be safe. And so it's very straightforward. We're just going to shove ourselves in this corner here. We're going to aim right on the corner of this little ledge, and we're just going to put our crosshair between this beam and this wall right here, and we're just going to throw. Nothing hard about that, just a standard smoke lineup with a throw. We can already see through the wall with our nade lineup that it's already done exactly what we wanted. And so it's smoked off stairs. This is the standard smoke. There are probably like a fast stair smoke that are harder to learn, but this is like, if you're doing a site execute on A, this is the smoke the guy who's calling probably wants you to throw, because it's consistent, it's reliable, and it blocks the guy. So if a guy is on stairs, let's talk about very quickly what that would do. So I'm just gonna hit my throw last grenade button. Thank you, Val, for adding that command. The guy on stairs, unless he's on the corner, he really can't block it. And then he's got two choices. He can fall into the sandwich or jump off stairs, and both of these put him at a disadvantage as he's falling, has limited accuracy, and you're walking out. You can just take him down as he falls. And if he decides to fall back off stairs, well, even better for you, because generally you do pair this stair smoke with the smoke I'm about to show you. So you just come up here. So your stairs guy's there. There's a fast CT smoke for here, but we're not going to cover that today. You come to this window. You look down at this crack in the ground right here, this one. Shove yourself back against the wall till you can't go anymore, and it's kind of fidgety. You just get close enough. Crosshair there. And you're going to aim above this mortar line in the brick until your crosshair intersects this on the sides. And you can use a nade crosshair. I don't anymore because I know the lineups, but they are very useful to some people. And so I will say nothing wrong with the nade crosshair. I just personally don't like them. And so I'm just going to throw. And you can already see what that smoke's doing. See, it bounces off of stairs and it lands right here. And so you can see, bam, no gap. There's a little bit there, but that's not really usable. And then a little bit there of it. This is like the bog standard jungle smoke. I'm just going to throw this again so we get a little more time to talk about it. You can see it come in. And so if you're the con guy and an A hit starts coming in, and they've thrown this smoke and this smoke, then there's really not a lot you can do. You can try to maybe get a funky angle through here, but there's really not too many options. Your best choice is to throw some utility and hope your teammates CT or maybe Underdark do better, because you're isolated. That's pretty much it until the smokes fade. Maybe your teammate from Catwalk can toss a banger over to get you through the smoke. So a key thing to consider when you're doing A-site hit smokes is CT, because the guy ticket or right next to ticket in CT, he is the first guy you're going to face if you've smoked these off. You're going to walk out here and he's going to be right there, or he's going to be right there. And so CT almost is one of the most important places to smoke on the A site, and there are a couple different ways of doing it. This one I'm about to show you now, I do admit I initially thought was the hardest, because I find walkthrows to be a little bit more difficult, just because they feel random, I guess, because you can set up a perfect jump throw bind and stationary lineups are easy to do, but this is a relatively easy smoke. I haven't actually practiced this in a while, and I just remembered it off the fly. So you just kind of shove yourself into this door frame here. You're just gonna look down. It doesn't really matter. You're just trying to get yourself aligned on this door frame well enough. and then you're going to aim about here next to the sun. Your crosshair is going to intersect this this trestle or whatever you would like to call it, right about halfway. We're going to walk, that is holding your walk key, which I think is shift by default, until you get to about here. If you go too much further, your smoke's going to hit that, and that's just not going to do anything. So we are just going to line ourselves back up real quick. Remember, it is very rough. You don't need to be precise. And I am holding my walk key forward and throw. And so you can see what that's going to do. That's just going to fly to CT, and it smoked it off. So this is actually one of the better CT smokes because this is a walk throw. The point at which you release is going to change. Sometimes the smoke's going to go too far, or it's going to hit that palisade back there we were talking about, that bad boy. Sometimes it's going to go like here, which is a little too deep, to be honest. The CT smokes are better about there. Even here is acceptable if really shoddy, because then there's a world in which this gentleman on ticket booth has a bit of a one-way because you can't see him here, but he can see you. So like I have an advantage on somebody trying to plant default right now, and so the best smoke is a little bit deeper than there, a little bit shallower than there. Right on the steps is great. And as far as like, that smokes off here, so if a guy's playing here, he gets smoked off. You know, if he's playing here, he's smoked off. Top ticket box is kind of, he really can't see all that much. And you should keep your eyes on these smokes anyway, because people are likely to push through. Smokes are not walls. And if he is on ticket, then in all likelihood he gets one and has to fall off, or a guy swinging palace, because you should generally have at least one guy come out palace, sees the ticket guy as he's focused on ramp, where he just, because from his perspective, multiple smokes just came from right out there, and so he is going to be laser focused on this, because his teammates are over here, and it's like, oh, the stairs guy's got me, or the porch guy is watching palace, and so he's watching this with an op or whatever, you know, probably a Krieg because it's 2020 Counter-Strike, and he gets walked out on and one-tapped or domed or whatever you like. And then you've got, if you've taken out the guy with insight, because generally there will be a guy insight, default, dark, balcony, or porch rather, stuff like that, then you really don't have to worry about the guys on the extremities, which is why you throw the smokes, because it lets you get a 3-on-1 or a 4-on-1 fight against the sight guy while his teammates are still trying to figure out what to do. And now, of course, you are always susceptible to them pushing through with flashes or whatever. And that's really another video to talk about, like your team positioning and stuff, so you're not all just standing there to get lined up when they flash through. And I will just throw our smokes down real quick to kind of, so you can get an overall picture of what it looks like with a proper smoke executed. Again, that one's a little too deep. So, stairs smoked, jungle smoked. Usually the jungle guy will face, but I mean, as I come out jungle anyway, I'm looking here, because I trust that my teammate has smoked CT, so I'm looking here anyway for him to push. And so you have their smoked, and their smoked, and then you really just have to focus on trying to isolate this inside guy. So you can throw this Molotov to get him out dark. You could molly behind. This is something that's cool too. You can also molly like right there. And generally that'll flush him out this way or this way. And if he's on porch, you and your palace guy need to work together to swing on him. Like if he's on there and these are all smoked, you can go out kind of far to get a view on this guy while he's focused on your palace guy, or vice versa. One of you can bait for the other. And that really helps a ton in getting you sight control. And so there is another smoke I am going to I'm going to go over really quick. We are going to go to mid utility now. And this one, there are better. This is the one I generally use. It does require a jump throw bind. I know I keep saying this, but I am going to make a quick video on jump throw binds because it's very straightforward. Hell, I might even just link somebody else's in the description. And so you come here. I like to throw these, like if at the start of the round I called it, we're going to do fast mid into B, for example, because the connector position is kind of nasty, especially if you've been abusing their window. So I just come here, I shove myself in the corner, I aim there. I aim there, you know? and I'm just gonna have the smoke in my hand, and I'm just gonna jump throw. Just my jump throw bind. It lets it go. And this is a fifth stair, or a fifth step smoke. And so, as long as you've gotten your lineup right, the con guy is kind of screwed. He can get like a bit of an angle. Like a bit of an angle. If he has an op, maybe. But that's just a full con smoke. And then usually how we pair this up is we throw this con smoke, which I'm just going to have the SV rethrow last grenade do. You can bind that to a key, guys. It's the most useful shit in the world. And then you just molly window or double it, whatever you prefer. And then suddenly you are like fast cat. And all you have to do is face this guy, and a teammate can flash you in, or you take it blind if you feel like you're a god. But yeah, that's another very simple piece of utility. And that's kind of like, if we're taking mid, I'm almost always throwing that smoke. There are top con smokes, like there's one you can throw from underpass that goes over and then lands top con. I like to smoke that section because in the rank I'm at, a lot of people play connector to hold mid. Not as many go window. And so that's something to think about. Alright guys, so our last smoke for today is going to be a window smoke from T-Spawn. And window smokes for 64 tick are honestly kind of hard to find. So I'm just going to go with the one that, I won't say I use that often, because as I said on the last smoke, I do generally smoke connector instead of window. But say you've been smoking connector every round, and their opper has just started to play window, and he's still getting a pick and falling away, or he's getting a pick and dying, but he's still like taking out your top score with the Krieg before you've even gotten anywhere. And so we're going to look at a window smoke now, and you can just pair this with like a con smoke on the fly, or the con smoke I showed you. And so you do this one from T-Spawn. You're going to shove yourself in the corner against this trash can. You're going to aim there, that bullet hole, and you're going to, your crosshair, you're going to hold strafe, your A key, with your other finger on your jump bind, and as you get here, you can keep moving the whole time. You're going to release your jump bind key and throw your smoke. So we're going to line up our smoke. We're shoved in the corner here. Going to line up this smoke, and I'm going to strafe with my A key and have my jump throw bind ready. And as I go over, I'm just going to jump. And it's really rough. You just generally want to be there. And as you can see, our smoke is doing exactly what we want it to do. It has landed in window. And so this is great because it allows you to come out and really like only have to worry about the con guy. And you don't have to worry about the con guy if like someone threw the con smoke or another con smoke, or some guys came up underpass and they've done something about that. Being able to worry about other facets of mid without having to worry about window is a blessing. And you can see it's a full smoke. There's really not any gaps in it. We'll go stand there, and we'll get hit by the full fury of this smoke just so you can understand. You can see there's some window smokes have like a gap on this corner or a gap on this corner, and there's just nothing like that. And so if you're the like the window player on CT, this smoke beats you unless the only thing you did was throw a Molotov, and even sometimes it doesn't do that because of where this smoke blooms. And so it's really hard to mess this smoke up with a Molotov. And so see, it really gives you nothing. It pushes you off this angle. And that, what you can think about is bullying their opper into playing connector by smoking window when you do mid takes. And then if you also smoke con, suddenly the opper's got nothing. The opper has to fall off and rotate B or rotate A. And you have gotten mid control. Like the best they can do is they'll generally, like the connector rifler will have to fall back and watch to make sure nobody boosts in this smoke, which is a little bit easier with the addition of this here bench. And so we'll explore. So say you've just spawned CT opper, you're not even through the window. You throw this Molotov as this smoke's coming in. See what this does. So that gives you a little gap. And so I've kind of just gone over both the smoke and the counter to it, but depending on the rank you play in, a lot of lower ranks, nobody does that. Nobody does a Molotov cancellation of the window smoke. especially not the first time you throw the smoke. Nobody knows that you even have that in some ranks, like especially lower ranks, silver to like gold nova. The window smoke is a bit of a surprise. Some people know like the A set smokes I told you about. Some people know some B smokes. I've had arch smoked on me a couple times, which is always surprising in the lower ranks. But yeah, that's the this, I would say, is probably the second most important smoke I've shown you today, with the other being the CT smoke, because CT and mid window are some of the most powerful positions on Mirage because of what they allow you to do. They allow you to control whole zones of a map, as in you can control the entirety of mid from here, and you can control all of A from CT. And so it's very important as a T to have those smokes in your belt and to be able to counter their control before you have to start taking gunfights. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.